From the offices of MrTopStep.com in the cave, this is D-Boy Riley with today's closing print. Now the name of this video, traders, is Crude Oil Rip and the S&P Dip. Now look, over the last several months, the markets have just been kind of trending up and down. There's been really no driving point here, I think. You know, central banks continue to pump money into the systems in Europe. China seems to firm up, but the Shanghai composite tends to look a little bit weak. I don't really know where this is all heading, but I do know one thing, that we believe thoroughly that what's going on here in the trading part of retail traders or trading in general is that with the drop in the unemployment rate, so many people back to work, and this being rather hard to do, that there's just less people looking at this. Now, I just talked to the guys at Benzinga. They threw out a number that there was 4 million retail traders in the United States. I'm not going to doubt their number. I'm just going to tell you, I think that may be if there is 4 million retail traders out there, I've got to question how many actually trade every day, or even how many trade at all. Now, what we're going into here today is we're going into the close, and the S&P basically had that early rally after the API came out, the crude inventory numbers came out, the futures shot up, the crude oil futures shot up, all the way, let me look at this real quick. Well, in the early goings, it shot up, but the high of the day in crude oil right now came in at 36.35.
46.
Oh, excuse me, 46.35 late in the day here. Now, obviously, there's been a push to push these commodity prices higher. Gold's been rising, crude's been rising, but the S&P seems to be stuck in a narrow range. Now, what's going to happen here? I don't really know. I think what's happened is that the overall pattern in the S&P remains to sell off a little bit, back and fill, and then move back up. But yet the S&P is not taking out that 2104 level yet. And until it does, I think that you're still going to be in some type of trading range. Now, as we go into the latter parts of the day today, the MIM, let's see what the MIM's doing. The futures, if you were able to see my chart, we've got a buy that came in after the S&P sold off late in the day. We had several sell programs that came in. We got a buy in the S&P exactly at the 2061 quarter level. After that, we had several buys come in, but now there's a mixture of buys and sells showing up on the charts. The MIM currently is showing 20 million to buy. It's insignificant. But what's not probably insignificant is that the fact that the futures sold off like this, and if there is any kind of tendency for any kind of buying going into the close, there could be some short covering. But I don't suspect the futures are going to rally sharply or drop sharply late into the close. The other part about this is we're going to be looking for the Pitbull's Thursday, Friday low as we go into the end of the week. And that's been working very, very nicely. So look, my questions are, where have I been? Well, I've been on Periscope. And in the last 2 months, I've got almost 13,000 followers and sometimes upwards of 700, 800 people clicking in on me late, clicking in on me late in the day. Now, I'm not sure if this is all traders or this is just social media, trading social stuff that's going on in the marketplace. But again, I was trying to talk to Benzinga about this, and I think that there's a real space out there for traders that want to feel connected, traders that want to get a little information now and then, feel a little bit closer to the markets. I think that's really what it's about. Now, in the end, what I want to talk about is the MrTopStep Bootcamp that starts next week. Let me get to that ad for you. Now, it's right up here. If you go to the MrTopStep website, the ad for it is right here. Now, I want to talk about this, and I really want to be very clear about this. Chicago raised the price on the boot camp, and I cut the price way down. The total amount that you would pay if you join the boot camp for next week, which is May 16th to May 20th, it'll be starting on Monday, is we have an incredible lineup. I mean, and I think as I move this forward, we're going to bring in more and more and more talent. There's a lot of guys out there that are never going to get the exposure that we can give them, and there's a lot of quality products. And I want to reiterate something. We don't take on anybody unless we know what their products and whether or not they work or not. That's not the game we're in. But as I said, we lowered the price of the boot camp down to $8.20 a day. and or something like that, $9.20 a day. And basically what that allows you to do is it's going to give you a full week from Top Notch to Shy Stock to William Blunt to DTG Trading. We've got such a lineup. It's a bigger lineup than we've ever had. Wayne Wiley from Witter and Leicester, Trevor from Market Delta, Niels from London, who's going to be talking about his charts. It just goes on and on and on. Brian from the trading floor is going to come in on Tuesday and Wednesday and talk about the evolution of the trading floor and how that's all going down there in Chicago. I can't think it could be going very well. But that said, in the end of the day, what I did is I slashed the prices yesterday. I made it made it less expensive for people that don't want to go out and spend a lot of money. That was not ever our intention, to like drive a lot of money back to Mr. Top and not provide something that didn't help people. So like I said, I slashed it by 70% or $70. And going into it, what I would tell you is I think that there's a big thing in this boot camp that people need to grab onto. It's all about sharing, it's all about the collective, and it's all about learning about what other tools help people make money. And at the end of the day, that's really all we're trying to do here. We're trying to help people stay out of the pitfalls of taking on and buying expensive tools that don't work or expensive classes that don't work. If after the boot camp you think that we did a good job and you want to join our forum, you join our forum. If you don't want that, you like the MIM, you join the MIM. I think it's only $99 a month. And the last thing I want to tell you guys is that tomorrow we are going to be opening the MrTopStep European room for free. You'll have access to the whole room. You won't have the access to the main rooms, but you will have access to the room. You'll have access to a lot of other traders. You'll have access to the charts and all sorts of cool stuff. So at the end of the day, traders, we continue to push our products out there. We know that it's not an easy trade, but you know what? We're not giving up. We're never going to give up because this is what we do, and this is what we're going to continue to do. So I'm going to leave it like that. We're going into the close. Not a lot showing here, you guys. Let me see. Oh, MIM, 206 million to buy. Just flipped up a little bit. Futures are still 2062.75, kind of off their lows here. But I would imagine if the MIM continues to increase, we'll get a little pop here. But again, I think we're getting ready for a little bit of a pullback, and there's a lot of sell stops underneath. But you know what? As we go into the summer, a lot of kids are going to be getting out in June. I think the market's going to get a lot quieter, and we're going to be not doing another boot camp until late September. So grab onto this thing, guys. I'll make sure that we put up the proper stuff and the proper signups for you, and I hope to see you in the boot camp on Monday. See you then.